Hey, today I'm going to talk about swollen ducts. The ducts are right here, right at the collarbone behind. So on top and below. So if you have a little puffy thing here or very puffy, that means the lymphatic ducts are not opening. We put food in our body, in the lymphatic system, then it goes out through the blood, out the pee, out the poop. In addition to the digestive tract, the digestion system is not just all in the tract. So people ask me how to fix it because a lot of people have it, and I tell them it's diet and exercise. They do it and it starts getting better. And then they say, what's the one thing that fixes it? Well, there's not one thing that fixes it. A lot of people are saying castor oil right now, just put it on there and it'll fix it. No, it does not. It helps, yeah, but it doesn't fix it. And maybe it doesn't even help it enough to be visible, a visible improvement. So what fixes it is diet and exercise. And there's a lot of people that they're doing diet exercise for fat and muscle, but there's diet exercise for organs, for chemistry. Trainers doing their daily jog and have a heart attack while they're jogging. There's something not right in their chemistry from the way we eat. So some of my students are doing well, so they're getting better and better, smaller, looking more normal. So I don't like to suggest anything, just diet and exercise. Because most of my students, they tell me the one thing that's going to fix whatever it is, stomach pain or chest pain or something, or back pain, the one tea that's going to fix it, or the one supplement, or the one oil that's going to fix it, or the one treatment. The fix is diet, exercise, and you got to know what to do to move the lymphatic system. There's also certain therapies you can do on yourself to move the lymphatic system all over the body, because we have lymphatic nodes all over the body. These are the ducts, and there are nodes there too, but the nodes are also in many different places in the head, joints, many different parts of the torso. There's things we can do with our hands and fingers to help it. But the trap most of my students get into, they get better, then they get worse, and then they say, well, I'm doing castor oil on the ducts. They're not diet and exercising anymore. And I ask them, why did you stop? They say, cause I'm doing castor oil. So I thought the castor oil was going to fix it. And it just gets way worse. Things, PMF, red light, people ask me, we have it at our clinic, so we use them daily. It doesn't fix it. People say, oh, I feel better now. But after they keep coming back for the same problems until they do diet exercise. But some people I help, they don't come to the clinic at all. I just help them over the phone. Diet exercise, their problem's gone. No therapies, no treatments. They do therapies on themselves, but no machines. So some people no supplements because they get their nutrition from food instead of from supplements, or from food instead of from teas or oils. But the right food, good food is the right amount of foods, also when to eat. It's a lot of things. And most people are saying, give me the one thing, but it's always a variety of things. The body's complex. And I want to give you this analogy, is a story. So like a guy, he tells his friend, hey, my car's real clean, I just washed it, I put an air freshener on the rear view mirror. And the guy says, oh, that's a great idea, I'm going to do that too. He comes back the next day, he tells his friend, hey, your trick didn't work, my car's still dirty, I put an air freshener in my car and my car's still dirty. And the first guy says, well, did you wash the car? Says, no, I did what you did, I put an air freshener in my rearview mirror. The guy says, no, remember I told you I washed the car first. It took me 20 minutes. I washed the car. Well, you can wash the car, not use the air freshener, and the car's still clean. The air freshener is a great touch. And that's how I view castor oil. It's good to do after you've done diet exercise, but it's good to not do for the first several months until you get accustomed to do a diet exercise the correct way. You're seeing lots of improvements in your health, and then you can add castor oil or supplements or different creams, different teas, different things, different therapies. But it's really the diet and exercise that does it, and certain types, not everyone's, because a lot of my students are very lean and buff and have arthritis or tummy pain. So I used to have arthritis. It's commonly known that arthritis cannot be fixed. Mine got all fixed. I had it since my early 20s. It got real bad. I loved playing the piano. I couldn't play the piano for 5 years. Then I learned the correct way. And I was doing lots of diet and exercise because I was into football, basketball, barroom dancing, hours of sweating. I would go to the gym and lift weights as well. So it's not just the fun stuff. I was still super fat and had arthritis, lots of tummy ache, backache all my life. Chiropractors, massage therapists, acupuncture, doctors, nothing worked. The correct diet and exercise, no more back pain. I had high blood sugars. They were 550, they went down to 80. They say that's not possible to, but it happened with the correct diet and exercise. They say you can slow down the progression, but mine reversed. They say it's in remission, but it's 80, so it's good. Things I had poor eyesight, and they said I was going to go blind. I learned better diets and exercise, not more, just better. Now my vision is 20/20. So it's really the diet, exercise, but medications are great. One of my good friends is a doctor, so he's helped me a lot. Craig Price, thank you, Craig. But my regular doctors at the hospital I go to, I got real lucky because they're all awesome. And they gave me surgeries, and I do the medications, but I do the medications, I do some eye drops, and that's good. But for me, someday I may not need them, and I'm still getting better, so we'll see. If the doctors help you, also do something to help yourself. My clients, they say, I'm doing way worse. Why? Because I'm no longer doing diet, exercise. Well, why not? Well, because I'm doing the T and that you told me to do. So I thought that was going to fix it all. And I said, no, I told you in the beginning that wasn't going to fix it. I was in bed maybe half of the day because of my pain. So I know pain like many of you do. When we're in pain, we hear things differently because we are in emergency mode, and that's very normal, common. I did it for a long, long time, and I didn't want to hear certain things. I couldn't hear certain things. So I tell people fruits and vegetables are going to save you. And they tell me, well, you eat grains. I said, no. Sometimes I eat rice, like once a month I eat rice, but only if it's black wild rice. So later I find out that they bought rice. They eat a lot of rice every day. They said, well, you told me to eat a lot of rice. And I said, no, I told you that rice is not what's going to save you. It's fruits and vegetables with the movements, moving your lymphatic system, moving the blood. When I was super diabetic, my blood rarely moves. So tons of walking and exercise and pumping my heart had to make my blood move more to get to organs, to get to my eyes, to see better. And I would see better after a very super long workout. I don't even want to tell you how long I worked out, but at that point, I was walking 3 hours a day because I had to save my eyesight, and I was doing it every day because at the 3-hour point I could see well because I had pumped enough blood through my eye. My eyesight stayed well throughout the whole day. But now my sugars are good and I'm doing a whole lot less exercise, but I'm keeping it going. I'm doing it daily. So a lot of people say, pump iron 3-4 times a week. Their muscles are really growing, but your blood and lymph wants to be pumped. Your organs, they want it every day. So it's better to do less every day, but to do it every day. As an adult in my 40s, I was still exercising many hours every day. But that didn't do it, but certain ones did it. We all need someone to feed us positive words into our minds. Throughout the day, we hear all this stuff from social media. And they say, oh, just put this needle in your arm, or we're just going to crack your neck, or we're just going to give you these medications, or we're just going to do the surgery. Just take silver or gold, or this supplement, or this oil, or this oil shot with cayenne pepper, and that'll fix it. It's never one thing. It's a lifestyle. But it's a much happier lifestyle too. You be able to block the things that social media is telling you that's not helping you by hearing positive stuff that is helping you. You're a rare person because you're someone that is going to improve your health and your emotions and your spirit and your mind by doing a lifestyle. Whereas everyone else is preaching to you, just do this one thing. So you have to get with people or hear other people that are also doing the lifestyle. If someone puts up a video on YouTube, hey, flat abs with no setups, just abs, that video gets millions of views. But if someone says, here's a video on how to get flat abs with this diet and this 20-minute a day regimen, then that video gets like 2 views. And every time I tell my beginners, it's not one thing, it's a lot variety of things. They go, no, that's not true because I've heard this other stuff. They hear it so much So they think it must be true, but they haven't had good effects from it. And no one they know has had good effects from it. But the lifestyle stuff that you keep doing every day, that's a full embodying thing that includes many aspects, people get benefits and improvements from. Well, another student asked me today about the hydration packs that you put in water, little powder. You get similar stuff from putting a healthy type of salt in your mouth with water throughout the day, using baking soda, a pinch with water. But again, that's just a little hack. It's not going to do it. But eating fruit it has everything in it that you need. It has the hydration, it has a water that the blood uses, not just the water that goes out when you pee. Also, when you drink, you need minerals. Well, the fruit has the minerals in it that you need, especially certain fruits like citruses, melons, and berries. So, and they have the fiber that you need to slow down the sugar that it has, which is fructose, which is a good sugar. And the sugar helps with absorbing the water, but which is in the fruit. And many things that look like vegetables are fruits, like a cucumber, for example. It's very hydrating, very high in minerals. And some people say, oh, don't eat watermelon, it's all sugar. I eat watermelon a little bit on most days. Chop it, put it in my salad. A bunch of fruits and sprouts and healthy oils and some Baja Gold salt, some Celtic salt or Himalayan salt. It's really the whole regimen of it becomes a habit, and it becomes a very happy thing because later your mind starts working better. I used to think I don't have any brain fog. Then I realized I did have brain fog. I just didn't know what it was like to think clearly. But now I see the difference. A lot of my negative emotions that I had back then, anxiety, depression, worry, was chemicals that were in me that were off. And now that they're a lot better, I'm a lot more calm and relaxed. Yeah, I remember bad stuff that happened to me in childhood. We all have had bad things that happened to us at childhood. Even people with good parents. Parents don't have an instruction manual. So they make mistakes, or they do good things for us. Like they don't let us play in the street. And then we think, oh, they're mean because they don't let us play. But we just didn't understand it. So either way, we all have sufferings from children. But when we fix the chemistry, then we don't have memories plus chemistry leading us into a deep, dark hole. Diet exercise helps with mental happiness and emotional happiness. So it's never one thing. It's a full encompassing thing that involves lifestyle stuff. I just spoke to someone on the phone that found me through our website. You know, she had swollen feet. She's been to many different types of people, but no one has been able to help her. She wants somebody to just massage her, to lengthen her nerves, she said, so that then her legs won't hurt anymore. One treatment, all fixed. If someone is good enough to do that, I told her that's not real science. I can teach you how to improve yourself, how to just get better with stuff you do at home. Okay, she didn't want to do anything for herself. She told me repeatedly goodbye, but she's still gonna be with her problem, so we all lose. But I hope she calls me back someday and says, you know, what's that thing you're talking about that I can do at home? So it's an all-encompassing thing. So keep it in mind, it's never just one thing. You know, if you don't believe me, try things that you think may help. And then if you try a lot of them and they don't help, then try a full wellness lifestyle. One that many people have been successful with. And there's many diets that many people say, my body has felt much better on the first month. The second month went back to normal. The third month, now I feel much worse. Just because you're feeling better doesn't mean that that's the right diet. If you feel better after 3 months, that's saying a lot. That's a good thing. So 1 month up, down, and then further down from that, that's common, so watch out for that. If you're using something that has a history of many people using the same type of lifestyle that made their lives actually a whole lot better from chronic diseases, then that's how you know which one it is. I tried maybe 10 different things throughout a period of 20 years or more that different experts have recommended. I still kept getting worse. Then when my eyesight started getting bad, I started going into emergency mode. I started doing a different lifestyle for health every month, and each one doing full out. And it was about after the 10th month, 9th or 10th one, that I found one that started working a little, so I kept doing it, and I'm still improving, so it's still working, it's still helping. So if you don't believe me, just try it for yourself and you'll see what's gonna work. So I wish you the best of health.